Welcome to the first instalment of the Analysis Tool Trilogy Part 1, the 5 W's and 1 H, Understanding the Problem. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen, but don't worry. We're going to use the WCM analysis tools, the 5 W's and 1 H, the 4M and the 5 Y's in that order to explore the problem. But before we do that, just remember to check if there's any previous documentation and if any actions have been taken before. And we do this because we don't want to jump to any conclusions which might mean missing the real problem and wasting valuable time. Right, let's start from the beginning with the 5 W's and the 1 H. The 5 W's and 1 H is basically a checklist with a series of questions that enable us to frame a problem. We use it at the beginning of a problem analysis. The 4 M's and the 5 Y's follow soon after. We're going to apply the 5 W's and 1 H to an example taken from real life. A laminating machine that was for some reason producing paper web with wrinkles. Now let us go through the checklist one question at a time, beginning with who. The who, of course, has to do with the people involved in the process. For example, did the wrinkles on the web occur more often during a certain shift and less often during another? In this case, the wrinkles occurred with the same frequency and to the same degree, no matter who was operating the machine. So that would rule out the possibility that the operators were causing the problem. What is the question we ask when checking if the problem stems from faulty raw materials? Is there any relationship between the wrinkles on the one hand and dimension, weight or size on the other? Again, in this case, the answer was no. Everything to do with the machine and its component parts is examined under the where. This time, a couple of important clues emerged, indication that something in the machine could be causing the wrinkles. First, we noticed that the wrinkles occurred straight after the splice, close to the core. Second, the wrinkles appeared over a length of approximately 8 meters after the splice. So answering the where really paid off. But a problem can have more than one cause. So let's check the remaining W's and the H. The next W stands for when. And the when, of course, has to do with variations related to the time of day, weeks, months, or even seasons. For instance, are there any variations associated with weather conditions at a certain time of year? In our real-life example, no such connections were found. The last W is the which. Which direction is the trend? Is the problem becoming more serious or frequent over time? Is it intensifying? In the case of the machine with a wrinkled web, no obvious trends were found. Knowing this helps us rule out some possible causes. How does the problem present itself? Does it appear gradually or suddenly? Is it continuous, or does it only happen sometimes? Is the interval between these occasions regular or irregular? In the case of the machine with a wrinkled web, those questions were, for the most part, answered in earlier phases of the 5 W's and the 1 H exploration. But this is not always the case, hence the need for how. Well, now we've gone through the entire checklist, we create a concise problem statement based on the answers to the 5 W's and the 1 H questions. And our problem statement says, the wrinkles on the web appeared on the new rolls shortly after the splice in the rewinder station. The wrinkles lasted for about 8 meters after the splice. This problem statement will play a central role in the next episode of the Analysis Tool Trilogy Part 2, the 4 M's, finding possible causes of the problem. So don't miss it. Thanks for watching.